All right, we're going over to the roof now. We're checking out these pretty obvious cracks going on here. The rest of the roof is holding up pretty nice from all the other work that I've done on it. So it's been over 2 years now since I've done any work and since I redid this roof. So for some reason over here, it's kind of failing. So I don't really remember doing much body work on this area anyway. So this might just be some new failure going on. So we're gonna attempt to fill it with some of the glazing putty, let it cure, sand it down, see how it looks, see how it feels, and then go from there and determine if, we're gonna need to just fix it right. So that's the game plan. Let's go on ahead and try it out. Okay, there's your 180 scuff. Let's clean it off with some rubbing alcohol. I have to scuff this up too over here. Well, I'm gonna keep at it with 180 and hopefully maybe sand through most of the cracks here. Not too much pressure though. This roof is real flexy. A lot of flex going on, so. I don't feel any of the cracks. It's just like hairline little cracks now. All right, let's slap some filler. What are we doing? Let's get some of this glazing putty down. We're just gonna experiment and see if we can't fill all those little cracks in. I'm gonna go for the worst parts first. Should be over here. Gonna like get it deep down in there. Like I said, just an experiment, just to see what's gonna happen here. First round, we'll see what happens once it cures, about 15 minutes. All right, I just got done sanding the glazing putty with 320. Most of it just sanded right off, so there's still some cracks, but like I said, you can't feel them with your fingers, so I think it's okay to wrap over. I think that is the #1 rule. If you can't feel it with your fingers, you won't see it through the wrap. All right, next up on the list of things to address is this little like weather stripping. It's like a, what do they call this thing? Here's the part number, molding. So that's the part number for the glass reveal molding. So it just kind of just sandwiches on the edge of the glass right in there. And you can see that this thing is just deteriorated over all of the years that it's been on here. So this is basically what it used to look like. That's with all of it intact. Anyways, yeah, it's definitely battered, tattered. Let's get this old one out and then we'll figure out how the new one goes in. While I have the old one out, I'm gonna probably do the roof wrap first and then I'll put the molding back on after the roof wrap. That way I don't have to tuck it in between all the way down. I'll just cut it back a little bit here and then put the little molding right over it, and then you'll have a nice seamless smooth edge there. So that's the plan. So let's go ahead and make it happen. Take it out here, you'll see a little bit of residue being left over. It literally goes right on the edge of the glass. I thought maybe for a second that I had to get the whole glass removed in order to reinstall this molding, but I'm 98% sure that you don't have to. I'm just going for it, tearing it off. No turning back now. 20 years of roasting in the sun. That's what's left of it. Clean the crevice real good and use some rubbing alcohol perhaps. Get this all nice and good like. I'm gonna have to clean everything anyway for all the edges on the wrap. So I'm gonna start with the roof wrap. Just like I did the last time I did this. This is what I started with, the roof wrap, kind of like a refresher course on how wrap works and if I could still do it or not. It's always like a refresher course, jumping back into the swing of the wrap game, trying to figure out how it works again. So we're gonna start with the roof wrap. Gloss black roof wrap. I'll link it down below. I'm not even sure the brand. It did hold up pretty well last time I used it, so I just ordered it again. So we're gonna go on ahead and prep the area, prep the corners, crevices. Let's do this roof wrap. Let's get this going. Let the journey begin. All right, next up for the prep on the surface, we're gonna clay bar every panel on the car before laying the wrap. But I just have this Meguiar's clay bar kit. I'll link it down below along with everything else I'm using in the video for this whole journey. Basically, here's your piece of clay that it comes with. You pretty much just knead the clay and pull it apart and knead it a little bit until it exposes a new clean area. And then we just wet the surface, wet the clay, and we just basically go along the whole surface and pull out any imperfections, anything stuck in the paint, clear coat. It's actually quite amazing how much it actually pulls out. You can feel and hear the difference. So let's do a little test and I'll show you. A little quick detailer on the clay bar up here. Pull it, fold it, pull it, fold it. Moisturize. Get the area moisturized. I just like to go forward and back. We'll just do a little spot over here. And given this is only primer, we'll see how much is actually stuck in it. A couple little specks here and there, but we're gonna do the hearing and feeling test real quick. Hopefully the camera will pick up this, at least the noise. So this is we got the non-clay barred side over here. And we have the clay barred side over here. See, it's not as loud as this side. There's less debris embedded in the paint on this side versus that side. So big difference even on primer. Crucial step into making your wrap stick and have a nice, long, healthy life. All right, we got the roof clay barred and I'm gonna spray it down with rubbing alcohol next. So basically I'm gonna use like a little Bondo spreader here. It gets in between the weather stripping. I'm gonna put a rag on there, spray it down with some rubbing alcohol and kind of just run it along here. Just clean the crevices real good. With this being, a nearly 20-year-old car, sometimes the weather stripping and seals can be a little worn out. But just like that, I already got that much gunk off of there. So I'm just gonna keep repeating that until we get a clean rag. All right, we got our roof wrap here. It is an Avery Dennison brand roof wrap. I'll link it down below. But like I said, it's the same exact one that I used years and years ago. Is it dusty? It looks kind of dusty.
Can I touch it?
Sure. I'm going to get it unrolled. I'm going to use a tack cloth to get all the static and any little debris that's left on the surface. All right, we got our magnets to hold everything in place. All right, we're going to get this rolled on.
Dad, is that thing like magic?
All right, it's like I remember.
What does it do for?
So we're just going to get it kind of centered out a little bit. So I got the vinyl pretty much roughly laid out here. It's just like all smudged up. I don't know what that is. Take my finger with a little bit of saliva on there. It looks like it's a shadow, like it's like defective vinyl. I'm gonna try some rubbing alcohol.
I'm just trying to wash this side.
Just trying to see if this is gonna be a ruined piece of vinyl that I paid for way too long ago to, return now. So hopefully I didn't screw myself. Okay, let's update the viewers. Oh, you're already recording.
Good job, right?
Yeah, just had to get the smudge off the lens there, but so we're in luck. The little smudging and stuff that I showed you will come off with some rubbing alcohol and a rag. So let's go ahead and do this, get the backing paper off, and just make sure everything's clean. All out right. I think it was a pretty successful glassing of the roof here. I am kind of concerned about these little bumps over here. I think those will heat out, but it kind of got wrinkled as I was taking the backing paper off. So you can still kind of see how smudgy and like oily the film is. This side I took some rubbing alcohol. It's a lot better on that end. Yeah, pretty much glassed it out. We're gonna get squeegeeing now. I got some soapy water so we don't scratch or, you know, damage our nice vinyl wrap here. New felt squeegee. And we're basically gonna start from the middle, start working our air that way, get on the other side, work it the other way, start working our way around. Hopefully we can get everything nice and flattened out and nice and squeegeed out. All right, let's bring some of this back up here. I'm gonna bring it up just so we can relieve some tension. Just gonna get rid of some of this tension and kind of just split the gap all the way down the rail here. Sharp blade is your friend. All right, coming back at you. A little bit of a time-lapse montage going on here, but the roof wrap is done as far as the laying and the trimming and the post heating. So it turned out pretty good. There are a couple dips and imperfections. You know, the whole roof kind of went through a whole makeover, so it's a lot better than probably what it would look like if I didn't do anything at all. It's looking pretty good. It's a little bit smudgy in some areas. I don't know what it was, like if it's defective or what. I tried some quick detailer on here and it just looks like a little bit patchy. Not sure what that's all about, but it could be worse. And we're gonna be putting on this back window reveal molding here. I wanted to keep that off until I got the wrap laid and cut and all that. And that should complete this little roof wrap job here. Okay, so here's the brand new trim. There's a little piece of adhesive. We need to peel the backing paper off of that. So basically you're gonna unpeel it and just find the edge of the window, even it up on both sides. Okay, sticky edge is alive. I'll make sure it's even so I'm not overlapping in areas I shouldn't be. Should just follow the window edge here. Applying firm pressure to really get a nice adhesion here. Oh, that's nice and satisfying. I'll link this little weather strip down below where you guys can get it yourself. I think I got it directly from Subaru. I was just happy that they continue to make these old parts for these old GD chassis. All right, I think it's on. It's good to go. Cool. Roof wrap complete.